I'm excited. I've been waiting a long time to try this. I finally have all the ingredients. I just made my first ever simple syrup. Now I gotta collect these spiderwort flowers and I'm gonna make a magical concoction. Okay, they're so pretty, but it's gonna get even prettier. If all goes right, then in about 30 minutes to an hour, we should have a beautiful purple syrup in here. It's my first time doing it. It's a cup of water, a cup of sugar fully dissolved in that water. I added the spiderwort flowers, some lemon juice, and a splash of white distilled vinegar. I think I needed a little more water, but we'll see. We got our first seedlings coming up. This is my little okra. Got a couple of those and a little caterpillar in here. I thought for sure he was gonna start munching down, but we got a few tomatoes coming up over in the corner. So far none of the herbs are sprouting, or peppers or flowers. And then here is some elderberry and mulberry cuttings that I took and just stuck in some soil, and they never even wilted. This guy's already putting off new growth. This growth was already here. It never wilted, so they're doing good. Here we are about 15 minutes later, and one shake, it's already starting to turn colors. This is gonna be so pretty. Well, good morning everybody. So I'm off today. I'm so excited. I overslept a little bit. Usually I'm up by 6 o'clock whether I want to be or not. This morning I actually slept in till past 9, so I lost 3 hours of my day of productivity, but better late than never, right? My eyes are a little swollen. I am overslept, I guess. So as you can see, I'm already busy picking the spiderwort. I really wanted to try the spiderwort syrup just because it's really pretty. I don't know yet how it's gonna taste. And then I totally forgot that I have to go to the post office. I really didn't want to leave the house today, but I do have to ship this off. This sold on Saturday. I wasn't able to get it out Sunday because the post office closed Monday at work. So today is the first day I'm able to get it out. So I'm gonna get this shipped out to the buyer. I did sell this for $20 and it's going to New York. The lady said it's for a project. So I'm curious what the project is. Hopefully she likes it. Other than that, I'm going to get some stuff done around the yard. I would like to pick my parsley and cilantro and get that drying. I need to water some plants. I need to finish up out here. I've got more mulberries to collect. I have a full gallon-sized bag in the freezer of mulberries, but they're still going, so I need to collect some of those. I don't think I showed you guys the other day, but I did end up putting my dinosaurs in my terrarium. I think it looks so cool. Alright, so I'm going to get this guy packaged up so I can go ahead and go to the post office and get that out of the way, and then we can come back and do all the other fun stuff. Alright, it's all packaged up. Let's go. The only thing I don't like about this is it seems like every time I go to the post office with one item, later that day somebody else places an order and I got to go back. And it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to get to the post office, so... They did tell me that there's an option on the post office website to just have them come pick up the packages, and I don't have to print a label or anything. There's supposed to be some kind of QR code on there. I haven't yet tried to figure that out, but I think I'm going to. My boss's wife brought me a bunch of veggie starts she bought, and she planted what she needed and brought me the rest of them. So I'm not sure exactly. I'm thinking cucumbers, squashes. These are definitely peppers, onion, obviously, and then tomato. I just don't know exactly. Pretty sure that's cucumber, yeah. But yeah, I got them sitting out here in the shaded area. I'll get them planted up at some point. Alright, so here is my parsley and cilantro, or maybe just parsley. I'm not even sure. But it's going wild. And I'd like to take some and get it dried out. I can't believe how well it's doing. It makes me so happy. Just had to do a quick little Google search to be able to tell the difference between cilantro and parsley. So supposedly parsley leaves are more spiky, cilantro are round. I don't think that really helped. So here's one of them. I would call that both pointed and round. Here's the other. I guess that can be considered more pointy. All right, we got a whole container full. So I'm gonna start drying these out. I'd really like to figure out which is which because I love cilantro and I want that for a certain recipe. And then parsley is just, wow, look at all that. Should probably wash it, huh? So I have them separated out into what I think is cilantro and parsley. I'm not gonna say this is 100% correct because they just look so stinking similar. I've tasted both of them. They said that's the best way to tell apart. They taste like weeds to me. I know that I love cilantro, but I don't think I've ever eaten fresh parsley, so I don't really, I don't know, they taste the same to me. But these look more pointed to me than these guys. Some of them. This is hard. I'm gonna try to look back at my old videos because I swear I have videos like showing this stuff while it's growing, but I haven't been able to find. It's almost like some of my videos from last year's growing season just disappeared. I found some videos and it seems as if what was growing in the pot was parsley, what was growing in the ground was cilantro. So I should have more cilantro because there were several plants of cilantro than I do parsley, unless the parsley reseeded itself because there's an extra plant there now that I didn't notice in the video. So this is cilantro. I can tell by the shape of the leaves. Most of this looks like parsley, but I could be wrong about some of it. I'm trying to find something to hang them upside down instead of putting them in the dehydrator because the dehydrator I have really just cooks things. But I'm having trouble finding rubber bands right now. Alright, I had to get a little creative. I found some elastic. Got this one tied up to the fan and this one tied up at the door. I think today's the day we're gonna do this terrarium. I went and grabbed some water, my sphagnum moss, and I think I'm going to put this guy in there because I really want him to do well. And I think he might like it. We'll see. I wish I could put, or maybe I could just put a cutting in there. Let's see. This guy also, what did I do with my cutters? Okay. Maybe I'll put a cutting of this and a cutting of this in there, because they're looking a little rough. Don't want to lose them. I was just going to put that whole plant in here, but, well, let's think this through. I have other containers I could put cuttings in. I don't know. I feel like he's already too big for this jar. Like, he could fit, but he'd be touching the sides and all that. I know sometimes the leaves don't like to touch the wet sides, so I think I'll just take some cuttings. So I think I shall sanitize this jar to the best of my ability, just to be sure. Let's clean the inside of it. Looks like maybe somebody had some sweet tea in here at one point. Clean my cutters because I used them to cut something else earlier. Our sphagnum moss in our water. A whole new mess that I need to clean up. Get that moistened. I'm really enjoying this day off. I wish I could have more of them. But when you're trying to save for a house, you really got to work all the hours you can. If I worked today, I would have been in overtime. That's why my boss gave me the day off. We are only allowed to get overtime during the holidays, so Valentine's Day and Mother's Day. We're allowed to have overtime, but other than that, we're not. All right, I'll pull this a little closer, scoot you guys back a little further so you can see more. I'm gonna wring most of the moisture out, but not all. Yeah, so I really wish I could have more days off. There's so many things that I enjoy doing around the house, and eventually at some point I would like to be able to, you know, have the option of quitting my day job and to be able to support myself on the different things that I'm doing, but it's not that time yet. So I work my job. Thankfully, I really like my job. All right, that is all the sphagnum moss I'm gonna put in there. Now let's see if we can get some cuttings off of these guys. Let's see. Oh yeah. So this is my first experience with this plant, but it is a Monstera, which is a lot like pothos and philodendron. So it has a little aerial root / node right here. I'm going to take the cutting just below this. Actually, I'll probably give it a couple inches below it just in case anything happens. Oh, I almost broke it. Okay, so now I have a cutting that should sprout roots in this moss. I'm going to let it callus over for just a second. That lessens the chances for any fungal issues or anything. And then let's see if I can find any more nodes. Yep, there's one. And this one actually has a couple aerial roots. All right, I'm not going to chop any more off of this. It's got one or two more nodes that could be chopped, but I don't want to overdo it. Now we'll sanitize the cutters again, just to be super sure. And then we're gonna look for the same thing on here. This is also a Monstera. So I've got a node here. I'll cut that close to the stem. All right, I'm just gonna do 2 on each, I guess. So we'll let them callus up for a minute. Just let them kind of dry. I don't know how to show that to you. Callus over just a little bit. And then we'll pop them down into our moss. And once it's sealed, this container will keep all the moisture in. We'll keep it near a light source. And hopefully we'll grow all new, brand new plants. It's been a couple minutes. Let's see, this probably wasn't the best one to take a cutting from, as it's trying to unfurl a new leaf, and that's almost the worst time you could do it, but I didn't even realize that was there, and I just helped it out. So I'm just going to stick this guy down in here. I think actually I'm going to put the taller ones towards the back, and then the shorter guys up front. Okay, so like I said, this is my first time trying to propagate either of these 2 plants. So I have no idea what my success rate will be, but they're in here. And hopefully it'll work out and we'll get some beautiful new plants out of it. Alright guys, I think that's going to be it for today's video. I actually have no idea how long or short it's going to be. I can't even remember everything I showed you today. But my boyfriend is home, so I'm going to spend some time with him, get these guys put up where they should be, and enjoy the rest of my afternoon. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know I enjoyed making it. And I hope to see you guys again in the next video. Bye. I think next time I'll use a lot more flowers, because it's purple, but it's not as dark as it should be. Still really pretty.